Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to TGW Smackdown. We are your host, OddSmith311.
And Evil Penguin Gaming.
And kicking things off tonight, Sami Zayn, the Zaynmeister, the Zania, Mr. Zanius,
You forgot Zaniac.
the Zaniac. Always a delightful way to kick off the show. How are you doing today, Evil Penguin?
I am.
It doesn't matter how you're doing. You know what the funny thing is? I wasn't even gonna do that until like a half second before you started talking. It just kind of came out. It started off as a legitimate inquiry, and I channeled the Rock there for a second.
Well,
Just try it again. How you doing, Evil Penguin?
he is your champion. I am fantastic.
Excellent. Oh,
Looking forward to see if you have any announcements about that draft match that you were informed of.
Yes.
Week.
So if you didn't catch TGW Raw, and if you haven't, why haven't you yet? Go back and watch it on the BTV Network or on our YouTube channel. You would see that my co-GM kind of dropped a bombshell on me last week. Apparently, we're having a draft after SummerSlam. And not only that, but we're having a match at SummerSlam for the first pick in that draft. And neither one of us have announced our proverbial champions yet. I know who I'm picking, beyond a shadow of a doubt.
You might find out who my choice is sooner than you think.
Well, there's only 2 weeks to SummerSlam. I'd hope so.
Well, this one ought to be fun. I love seeing both of these guys in the ring.
I haven't seen too much from Ambrose lately. He was coming back from an injury, not a serious injury, but was to put him on the sidelines a little bit. I think he's got the perfect opponent to come back against here.
Oh yeah, Sami Zayn is a good test for anyone.
Hell, he still has the distinction of beating Bret Hart on this very show several weeks back.
Yeah, he does, and that is not a distinction that a whole lot of people have.
No. Especially after Battleground, and if you missed that, why haven't you watched it yet? Excellent pay-per-view.
Stellar match against Dusty Rhodes. Absolutely stellar.
I tell you what, man, those two about took everything out of each other they could get out of them. They were both bloodied and beaten at the end of that match. You know what? I need to get a picture of that. And I'll send that out on Twitter. The picture of Bret after that match, his crimson mask. It was legitimately one of the worst bleedings I've seen a character have on this game so far.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know if I'm just imagining things, or does it get worse over time?
Sami with the lion salt.
Beautiful.
It does get worse over time.
Okay. And Sami right back to the attack.
Sami with that Mr. Perfect neck snap, and then missed the elbow.
Ooh. The Cro-Magnon headbutt from Dean Ambrose.
Well, I mean, Dean Ambrose is only about 2 or 3 evolutionary steps past caveman, so.
The lunatic fringe on the middle rope. And a Bret Hart elbow. Wow. But Zayn right back to the attack. The proverbial boot to the one. Coming up also on tonight's show, we have a exciting Falls Count Anywhere match with Cactus Jack, Mark Henry, and Kane. We have our second woman's first contender match between Mickie James and Stephanie McMahon. So
don't sound so enthused about that.
Well, I don't have anything personal against Stephanie. I just don't like. Yeah, it's bad enough that I have wrestlers who think that they're entitled to championship matches as it is, but now I have people come in who haven't been wrestling. They actually, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. I'm not very happy about this.
Well, I mean, let's look at the facts though. With both of our shows, you know, the Ascension went out and they won them tag team titles.
Yes.
And Kurt Angle went out and he won the United States Championship.
This is true.
So, I mean, maybe when somebody feels like they're entitled to a title match, we ought to start listening.
Well, I guess with that logic, hopefully, who knows what Stephanie will pull off. Although I would say the Ascension and Kurt Angle and Jericho have at least been out here wrestling regularly.
Yes, that is very true.
I mean, I don't like the way that Victor approached me about the whole thing, but it's hard to argue with that at that point that they weren't.
One,
oh,
two.
Beautiful Blue Thunder Bomb. That they weren't entitled to some type of contender match at that point. I think that's a fair point. You know, once again, I don't like how they handled it necessarily, but it's business.
Right.
Saints.
Well, and, you know, last week you had Victor wanting to put their titles up against Harper and Rowan. What is that about? Why would you as champions put yourself in a position to be in the same area code as Luke Harper and Eric Rowan?
Well, I guess it's that same attitude that causes people to call out their boss on national television and demand a title match.
That was a haluva kick. I think we may have the victor here.
1, 2,
3.
Sami Zayn, ladies and gentlemen. His music always makes me want to get up and start skanking. I'd probably throw my back out if I did that now.
My back's always thrown out.
It's depressing. But an inevitable part of getting older.
True that. So Dean Ambrose coming back off an injury and maybe with a little bit too much of a challenge.
Yeah, but I think between, you know, Sami Zayn's been on a roll lately, and there's definitely some noticeable ring rust there on Ambrose.
Oh, yeah.
Zayn continuing to impress. He's another one, you know. I mean, hey, I'd like to see him come out and challenge for that Intercontinental belt one night.
I was just thinking that. That's pay-per-view quality right there.
Oh, absolutely.
Seth Rollins and Sami Zayn? Absolutely pay-per-view quality.
When you got, I mean, they say strike the iron when it's hot, and these two are, I mean, we've seen Rollins coming out here week after week. And, big Van Vader. It's time! It's time! It's Vader time!
Missed the Money in the Bank time. Still bitter about that, you know, because one of my Raw guys couldn't pick up the victory, but, I mean, look at Vader.
Yeah, I think if you tell anybody, well, I couldn't win a match against this person, who? That guy, and then point to that, I think they're going to go, okay, well, I can kind of see where that would be a challenge.
Yeah.
Roughly 400 some odd pounds of fury. Power, agility, fury, remorselessness. That is the man they call Vader.
I'm telling you, man, that helmet always freaked me out.
Well, at the time when, like, when he was on TV doing that stuff, man, and I like, especially like on WCW and that, no one was doing anything like that. Not on national television. I mean, I'm sure in Japan or something they were, but who freaking knows? That might even be where he got the idea for it.
I wouldn't doubt that.
I think Vader, if I'm not mistaken, like a lot of his contemporaries, like Stan Hansen and them, were very, very, very big in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no!
It's the total package.
The mighty mullet.
Yeah, this is like a 1990 WCW pay-per-view main event revisited.
You're right. I have no problem with that. Well, Vader's another one who, you know, he say what you want about his attitude, but he's always wanting challenges, and he wants top competition. And Lex Luger, maybe not the best ring technician, but as far as power and physique goes, it's hard to top him. So it'd be interesting to see what Vader's able to do with someone else who's strong and I don't know if I call Lex Luger agile. He's definitely slimmer. But I think honestly, if you're gonna go straight up talk about agility, I think Vader's much more agile than Lex Luger.
Well, we know we can put him in a chin lock.
What a way to start this match off hot, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, your guys did. See, now on my last show, we had hardly any chin locks, and Vader comes out and does it right away.
Well, look, when a guy like Vader wants to put a chin lock on, I don't argue with him. He might hit me with his mask.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Whoa.
Oh my God. Oh.
The torture rack?
He stole Luger's finisher and beat him with it.
Oh, man. The height of audacity.
Oh, that is your Mr. Money in the Bank, ladies and gentlemen. That was hilarious. And extremely fast.
Yeah, he didn't... To say he wasted no time is an understatement. He didn't take any time.
Wow.
The Money in the Bank winner, ladies and gentlemen. Big Van Vader. Dominating the competition as always.
He is as big as a van.
Yeah. Here we go.
This is going to be fun. You said this is Cactus Jack, Mark Henry, and Kane, correct?
Yes. And a falls count anywhere.
Lord. I mean, are you trying to kill the fans? What's wrong with you?
What is this freaking Cactus Jack? Every week he comes out here and wants a crazier and crazier challenge. And I'm like, well, you want to take on Mark Henry and Kane in a falls count anywhere match? Good luck with that, buddy. Because both of those guys are roughly the size of buildings as it is. And I love Cactus Jack, but he's not exactly the biggest guy in the universe. Well, he's not the most muscular guy.
He's about 5.5 nuggets short of a 6-piece.
Yes. Yes, he is. And they don't give you no barbecue sauce with that either. It's man.
That would be 1111 barbecue, ladies and gentlemen. Go check us out at facebook.com/ELEVEN11BBQ.
1111 barbecue. Gotta get those plugs in.
That reminds me, you're still supposed to make me a logo, Dick.
You know, I was just about ready to message you on Skype. I was like, you know, I forgot I was supposed to look at that. Well, it's kind of my Facebook embargo. I kind of lost track of all that stuff. I'm slowly wading my way back into it again.
Oh, man. Somebody's gonna get their ass kicked.
Somebody gonna get their ass kicked. The world's strongest man.
That's what he do.
Versus the Big Red Machine. Versus one of the craziest wrestlers of all time.
Mrs. Foley's baby boy. God.
Mommy!
Oh my, and let me tell you, with Foley, you want to talk about absolute genius. That whole interview segment that he did with JR when he put JR in the Mandible Claw at the end.
Absolutely.
My God, was that incredible.
Well, dude, it's just like I was saying about that Miz promo. I go back and watch that, and I get chills because of how... It's like, yeah, there was some planning that went into this, but this is and even listen to Jim Ross talk about it. Like, he got freaked out. Like really freaked out because Foley kind of just disappeared. And, you know, there were things he was saying, and it had a lot of truth to it, you know? As it always does.
Yeah. Absolutely.
When he started going on about JR going out there telling people about how he liked, you know, it's like JR always did that shit on commentary.
Mm-hmm.
With him, and I loved him, man. And Foley's another one. I mean, I know he was like a GM in WWE's Raw, but let's tap his brain, man. Like, the dude's been around.
Absolutely.
From backyards to WrestleMania moments, I mean, he's done it all. I don't know. I don't know if he's known for his being as savvy in that particular aspect of it, like Scott Hall or Jake Roberts. But I have to imagine with his experience, he's got to have some ideas.
Oh, he would have to. Same with Sting, man. Why aren't they using Sting?
I don't know if Sting really would want to do that.
Oh, that's a good point.
The impression I've got from Sting, like in any interview I've ever watched with him, and he likes the business in as much as that he's enjoyed being in it and he's made a lot of money. But I was watching an interview with him yesterday, and until Hulk Hogan started coming into his gym, he didn't even know who Hulk Hogan was. He didn't know anything about wrestling. Did not grow up watching wrestling. Did not know anything at all.
And that's just nuts. That's so nuts to me.
Because it's one thing to say, well, I didn't watch it growing up. It's another thing to say, I didn't know anything about it. But he knew...
because everybody in the friggin' world knew who Hulk Hogan was, you thought.
Well, it wasn't until the guy had said that, oh, he was in that Rocky movie. It was like, oh, okay, like, that's when he, you know... Because Sting had no interest in doing that. It wasn't, but it was the combination of learning about how much money that he can make. He said it was that. He said it was being at the arena and the electrifying feeling he got from the crowd. Just a combination of things. Like, it just brought him into it, and he enjoyed it. But when you see someone like Scott Hall or Jake Roberts or Mick Foley or even like Lynn Jacobs, Kane. I mean, these are guys that grew up loving it. And God, Kane has to have a record for, like, a longest running... outside of Undertaker, like a character that he's maintained. I don't know. I know what you mean, because it's the same logic where Sting's been around, man. I mean, one of his first programs was wrestling, Ric Flair around the horn.
Right.
And Steamboat. I mean, he grew in the business getting taught by the Four Horsemen, the original. I'm sure he has a lot of insight. I just don't know if he'd be the kind of guy that would want to be in the business. You know what I mean? Like, to that extent, I don't know. I mean, I'd be interested to learn if they actually tap his brain or anything.
Me too. Oh, Mark Henry. Yep. See, bad idea.
Oh. Kind of surprised. This match has been pretty tame so far.
Yeah, for who's in it.
I expected a chair and a table and a ladder and all this other stuff, Kindle sticks and whatever else they can find to be in the ring already. I don't think they've left the ring yet, have they?
Not that I've seen.
Inverted atomic drop.
A wrestling move out of Mick Foley.
Yeah, what the hell is One.
One. Oh, not even a 2 count. Here's Henry doing it again. Capitalizing.
For someone who hasn't hardly done anything in this match, he's awful proud of himself.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna say that to him, but
and
you know.
Now he's busted open.
There we go. Finally, a little blood. Get in there. Rake his eyes. Rake his face in the mat. Do something. Are you not entertained?
Where's the cheese grater?
Yeah, there you go. Get the cheese grater and the little, the thumbtacks and those little explosive things they use.
Right.
Fucking crazy people, man. Good God. Cactus Shack with a cover.
One. Not even a 2 count again.
I gotta remember to send Felix and his wife some clips of. I was trying to explain to them some. Oh, Mark Henry. Oh, a nice counter by Cactus Shack. I was trying to explain to them some of the crazier moments in wrestling, like, you know, the Mankind drop off the Hell in a Cell and all that stuff.
Oh my God, yeah. Oh,
One, two.
And Kane was gloating, and you see what happens.
Just like Mark Henry, I don't know what got into those guys.
Let that be a lesson, kids. Until the match is over, don't talk shit.
Well, I tell you, man, that was not the match I was expecting.
No, not at all.
I was expecting these guys to be out in the,
out in the crowd, breaking tables,
yeah,
breaking chairs, breaking friggin' everything. Certainly not a wrestling match.
No, they didn't leave the ring. They didn't. Oh well, Haiku. There's your winner, ladies and gentlemen. Cactus Sack. I mean Jack. Beautiful power driver.
He's always had a beautiful power driver.
Now, back in the day, wasn't Cactus Jack's, his technical finisher was that elbow off of the apron onto the concrete, right?
I think so.
Which is brilliant for the development of his character as it is, because it shows it's like he doesn't even give a shit about winning the match. Like, he's just trying to beat people up. Bang! That'll put butts in the seats.
Indeed.
Indeed. Ah, Das Hitman.
Le Hitman.
Making his way to the ring from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, weighing in at 235 pounds, Bret the Hitman Hart.
Do you think, JoJo?
Oh, JoJo. An excellent employee of the company.
Well, she's good on my show, she's good on your show.
And Bret Hart here, a lot of newfound confidence, some would say borderline arrogance, since winning that match against Dusty Rhodes.
I would say that.
I have no problem at all with, I mean, he should be proud after that match, and, you know, Dusty Rhodes, a legend in his own right in this business, chose him to pass this proverbial torch to. But he still needs to remember that there's plenty of other superstars looking to take that spot.
Jake being one of them.
Yes. Snake and all.
I love me some Damien.
Well, he definitely looks ready for what's ahead of him here tonight, that's for sure. I agree with that.
Trust him, trust him, trust him.
Well, you know, the thing with Brett is, yeah, I mean, he's got his family legacy. But, I mean, you look, with all this stuff that's gone on between him and The Rock, let's face it, if you want to look at a family legacy, the Samoans have a much better family legacy than the Canadians. I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, it's hard to argue. At the very least, in American wrestling, I mean, the Stampede Wrestling. I mean, the thing is, that the Hart family and the Stu Hart, especially, did for Canadian wrestling. I mean, can't be undervalued. That whole family were, you know. But as far as you're talking about American wrestling, it's hard to argue that I always forget their last name. I feel bad.
I know why
he family. I mean, when you look back at their family tree and who the superstars they produced, I mean, they definitely had. I think they've had a much bigger impact on American wrestling for sure.
And that's the thing, because I mean, Stampede Wrestling folded how many years ago? Decades.
Yeah, it's been a while.
And the American fans never really had the access to it.
No, not unless you really sought it out. And even then, back in the day, I don't know if you could have watched it anywhere. I don't know if it was on American TV or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like,
right. So, I mean, when you really look at it, as far as up until the advent of the internet, I mean, yeah, there was tape trading. A lot of people were able to watch, like, New Japan, All Japan. But how many people really did?
That's
there's tons of European promotions, but how many people were able to really sink their teeth? Oh wait, cover one. Yeah, how many people were really able to sink their teeth into them in America until the advent of the internet? And, you know, being able to stream wrestling at, you know, the click of a button.
Which, I mean, people can say what they want about the WWE and knock them and criticize them for this and that, but that network is just, for a wrestling fan, dude, nothing better.
Well, exactly, and you know, and that's
Wait, cover.
Going back, cover one. That's going back to stuff that the American fans did have access to, but it was so regional at that point that, like, say us where we live.
Ooh.
Us where we live, how were we gonna watch, unless it was on like ESPN, like World Class Championship Wrestling with the Funks and the Von Erichs?
Yeah.
That's based out of Texas. You know, how were we gonna get that?
Well, you know, and if you go further back than, you know, even when we were kids, back before there was cable. I mean, that's how a superplex from Jake Roberts, man. We don't see him go up to the ropes very often. He's really pulling out stops. One.
He cannot pick up more than a 1 count on Brett.
Another one that's on a roll, but I mean, he gets hit with that DDT. I don't know, man. Might bring on that to a pretty quick.
And I think we might be about to see that.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh. Oh, this could put it into Brett's.
Out.
1, 2. Oh.
Wow.
Now that's not something you see very often, if ever.
Right.
Jake looking a little bit confused.
Jake looking a little bit irritated.
Yeah. nice drop kick by Bret Hart. Going back on the offensive here. Trying to clear his head off a little bit. Or clear his head out.
Now that's another classic Bret Hart move, but that's not really one of the Bret Hart's 5 moves of doom.
No. There were several like leg moves he did to attack the leg that you would see him do regularly, but yeah, I don't think... Well, 2.
1, 2? Yeah, they weren't his signature moves. You know, because you had the moves that were the classic setup for the sharpshooter. But then you had something like that with that dragon screw leg whip that you could use throughout the match to work over the legs to get ready for that sharpshooter.
Mm-hmm.
He did do a lot of bulldogs. I will say that.
You're right, he did. That seemed to be one of... Once again, I don't think it can fit in that legacy of the 5 moves of Doom, but it was a regular Bret.
Oh, there's the pile driver.
Speaking of which...
Come on, give me the backbreaker. Nope, just a plain old scoop slam. Give me the backbreaker, come on.
There it is.
Now give me the elbow. Good enough. It wasn't the one off the ropes, but... He's looking a little fatigued.
These two having a pretty good... Ooh, nice... Oh!
Slingshot suplex.
And the chin lock.
Uh-oh.
Brett measuring him here.
Don't tap. Don't tap, Jake. Please don't tap.
Jake's
Don't
fighting
tap,
it.
Jake.
Oh!
Oh well. I like Jake. I like Jake a lot.
Yeah, I tell you, man, it was a good showing from Jake there. I don't think he has anything to... I mean, it wasn't like Brett ran him over. And the fact that Brett kicked out the DDT is just that's impressive on Brett's end.
Right.
Especially at that was a nice superplex.
Yeah, it was. But Jake unable to withstand the pressure of the sharpshooter.
There it is again. Thing of beauty.
No one will ever hit it like he did.
No. And I think the story goes that he accidentally created it. He had someone in a front face lock and he tripped. That's how he created the move. Like, I don't think anybody... I'm pretty positive no one did that move before he started doing it.
I would think you'd be right. Oh, Brett's got a microphone in his hand.
Ooh, this should be interesting. He did. He did.
He certainly did call him a midget in pink, which I certainly chuckled about.
Oh man, we've been waiting for this. This has been coming on for a while, but I wasn't necessarily expecting it right now. Let's see.
I think that's supposed to be so I can say what I have to say to your face. Now your graphic guys are screwing up.
Someone's fired. I want all of them fired. Then I want you to hire people and fire the replacements just to prove a point.
It's Terry. Everything's Terry's fault.
It's fucking Terry, man. Blame it on Terry.
It's that damn red mohawk. Now this is going to be interesting, especially since we were just discussing this.
Yeah.
As far as the family legacy.
You know, these two, I mean, they got their pride, and they're both so good at what they do. And
Without a doubt.
completely different ways, too. The arguably two of the best from each family, about ready to stand face to face.
Well, now here, I'll give you my hot take before they start this off. As far as pure in-ring talent, there's not many in the world that have ever been able to measure up to Bret Hart. However, as far as charisma and attitude, you're looking at it in The Rock. So.
Oh, absolutely, dude. You can't. Bret Hart. I love Bret Hart, man. But when it comes, oh, okay, here we go.
Well, shiny new title belt.
Yeah. Bret going right to the heart of the matter.
I feel like The Rock defeated Samoa Joe pretty soundly.
Yeah, I think Bret. I think he's being a little out of order there. That wasn't exactly a fluke victory by any stretch of the imagination.
that is classic Rock.
The facials say it all.
That's what she said.
Giggity. And there's that word again, legacy.
Indeed. Bret even bringing Dusty's name back into it, which that's a big name. Whoa.
Interesting. The Rock cutting Bret off.
I mean, it's not The Rock's job to make matches here. I'm just saying.
Yeah, this is kind of would like this clear with me before he goes out here. Because then I don't know what The Rock was planning on being called out to the middle of the ring.
I'll tell you what, your inmates are beginning to run the asylum. Rock just keeps cutting Bret off. He will not let him speak. There we go. Maybe. There we go.
Well, at least Bret had the presence of mind to recognize that Rock's not the GM.
Well, Mr. GM, what say you?
It's an intriguing prospect. And this always comes back to the same argument. As good as Bret is, and as good of a victory as he had at Battleground, has he earned a title shot yet? Does his legacy give him an extra? I don't think that's necessary, right? But
well, if he could go out and win 3 matches next week in the same show, my opinion, because you know how I am, I want to see people earn their title shots. Now, The Rock is offering to give him a title shot, which I know you're okay with, because I've seen you do it. When people offer up title shots, you let it happen. So with the combination of The Rock offering up the title shot and Bret having to still go out and earn it, I don't see a problem with it.
Well, and I don't see a problem with champion. I don't see a problem with people. As long as the champion, what can I say? If they want to make a challenge, who am I to stand in their way? Am I supposed to tell Seth Rollins he can't come out there and make an open challenge every week? Why? Because I want to pick his opponents? I like it. It's more interesting to me. I like to see who... You know, maybe it's the inmates running the asylum, but at the end of the day, I have, well, mostly final say. The big man has final say. Case in point.
Indeed. So does that mean we're going to see Bret Hart in 3 matches next week?
Well, I gotta tell you, I mean, from a GM perspective, I mean, if there was ever a way to earn his spot into the SummerSlam match, that would be the way to do it.
And yes, bear in mind, this is SummerSlam.
Yeah.
About. This isn't Battleground. This isn't Extreme Rules. This is one of the biggest pay-per-views of our calendar year.
I gotta tell you, man, a Rock Bret Hart title match at SummerSlam doesn't necessarily sound boring, but
no, it does not.
I had to see. I had to talk with those two. I don't even know if Rock's pulling this idea out of his ass.
Well, yeah, because it seems to me like Rock just wants to wear Bret down.
I mean, it's smart. I mean, it makes sense logically, but it also will give him an advantage at SummerSlam.
Well, yeah, because I mean that's just days before the SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
If there's any way to get a good physical advantage, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, because say I decide to go ahead and do this, which I'm more likely will, as long as Bret's on board with it. Who to pick for the opponents, though? That's
a good question.
It's got to be a challenge. I mean, it's got to.
Well, The Rock said he was going to pick the opponents, so
we'll see about that. The Rock may have some opponents in mind that he wants to pick. We'll see if.
Yeah. I'll be interested to see how you play this out. In the meantime, Stephanie McMahon,
an actual better showing so far than I would have thought I'd see out of her, given the circumstances.
Well, I mean, let's face it, she is in there with Mickie James, who kind of stunk up your show for a few weeks.
Yeah, this is actually the first time now that you mention it, which is why I gave Mickie James to Stephanie McMahon, because I'm like, okay, Stephanie, you know, say what you want about some of these other wrestlers, but they've at least been wrestling. This was not my decision to put her in the title race. This was made by the people who sign our paychecks.
And fat paychecks they are.
Yes, which is why Stephanie McMahon is wrestling on SmackDown. TGW Smackdown. But with an impressive showing so far, I guess.
I mean, did you put her in there against Mickie instead of somebody maybe a little bit more capable, because Mickie hasn't been on quite the roll? So maybe, just maybe, this is your way of telling the bosses, okay, yeah, I don't mind this. I'll put her in there against a weaker opponent because of Mickie James being on quite the losing streak.
More or less. I mean, I don't see the point in having Stephanie come in and getting to face Ember Moon or any of the other women, Paige, any other women who have been here fighting. We'll see how she does with Mickie James, and if she can win this match, she'll have her chance to.
Oh no! What is she setting up here? Oh,
this is a
my
pedigree?
good lord!
Oh,
it most certainly was a pedigree. Shades of her husband. 1, 2, 3.
Well, pretty decisive victory. I'll give her that. But as you pointed out,
yeah,
not exactly the most ferocious opponent either.
Yeah.
Let's see if she can do the same thing to Ember Moon.
Well, yeah, because we're going to see that match next week then, correct?
Oh, yes. To see who is going to be your contender for the women's title, the SmackDown women's title at SummerSlam.
I feel like there should be something special about that match.
You know, you're right. This is it'll be the go-home show before SummerSlam.
I'd be interested to see what you can cook up for that one.
I think before the end of the show, I'll make a decision on the type of match they're going to have. Excuse me.
Oh, and here comes my favorite segment of the show.
Mr. Rollins. Mr. Anderson. Excuse me.
Speaking of Mr. Anderson, he was all over the first disc reviews.
What's that?
Mr. Anderson on Beavis and Butthead.
Oh, wasn't he the pissed off teacher? Or was he the hippie?
No, he's Hank Hill.
Oh, that's right. God
he wants a
damn
shot
it,
at the
boys.
champ. Well, let me rephrase that. It's the same voice as Hank Hill.
It's almost... I mean, that's what it's such a derivative of that character.
Right.
Those are some of the funniest episodes when he give them work to do and then take off.
Ain't you the kids that have been whacking in my tool shed?
That was great. You're an FBI agent. You will not use a preposition to end a sentence. Oh!
Big boss man.
Speaking of FBI agents.
Right.
And whose
Take
tools...
a trip down to Cobb County, Georgia.
He'll be so big hot time? The Punjabi prison?
Hard times.
Have you heard the Punjabi Boss Man song?
No, I have not.
Oh my dear Jesus. Oh my god, dude. I think it's in the Eric Bischoff Something to Wrestle With podcast. But they're talking about Great Khali in the Punjabi prison match. And Bruce starts singing the... He was talking about how Khali was a shoot prison guard in India. And they were talking about how, you know, they're comparing him and Boss Man. He started singing the Boss Man song, but like with like an Indian...
I need to hear.
Oh, dude, you will crack your ass. You will crack up. It'd be such a hard time if you take a trip down to India.
Rollins coming out with that float over DDT right away.
Oh,
I'd like to see this be a fast one. I want to see Rollins prove a point here.
Rollins has been on such a tear lately. But Boss Man, that's a lot of man in there to run through.
That is a lot of man.
Controversial DDT. Semi-controversial.
I was going to say, it wasn't Christian, so it was only semi-controversial.
The rumor mill DDT.
The rumor mill. Oof. And with one elbow, Rollins is flattened.
Man, the momentum will stop pretty quick there. Oh, he's right back to it. No. No. Oh.
You can't slam that big man. Come on now. What are you thinking there, Colby?
One. That's
Seth Rollins' real name, Colby Lopez. Just saying.
What?
That's his real name.
I thought it was...
STO.
Nice move. I thought it was Tyler Black.
No, that was his
Ring
original ring name.
Ring of Honor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was his real name. I don't know. Because he changed it to Seth Rollins, so I'm like, oh, that must have been his... Who knows?
What?
You got Michael Shawn Hickenbottom, Daniel Bryanson.
Daniel Bryanson? You mean Brian Daniels?
Or Brian Daniels, yeah. Ooh, nice. Was that a Michinoku driver?
It was close. It was that sit-out slam that I love. We gonna get that big knee? Nope.
Ooh,
Well,
he missed. Oh.
it was an attempt at it. Well, Boss Man was sitting up. I don't know why he went for a frog splash when Boss Man was sitting up.
He just kind of glanced off his shoulder.
That really didn't make any sense. Ooh. Beautiful backbreaker. Oh, there's a kick. Boom! That's the setup. Are we gonna see it? Are we gonna see it? We're not gonna see it yet.
I thought. Are we gonna? Nope. Bret Hart, Big Boss Man really setting the pace for this match.
Your mind's on Bret Hart now after all that.
Yeah, it's intriguing.
I don't blame you. That's a big decision to make.
Vicious kick to the small of the back.
Seth Rollins once again being challenged for that Intercontinental title with a chinlock.
This is what, not counting his pay-per-view matches, 7th open challenge?
Well, there was the first pay-per-view match, then 4 weeks, and then Battleground. That Battleground match against Eddie Guerrero, which was stellar.
Classic.
And
Total
now
classic.
we're in week 3 of August. So that's 6 or 7, 8, 9 matches. I mean, to come out here that many times in a row and put your title on the line against an unknown opponent.
And it's been a pretty good variety of challengers.
Yeah, that's the thing, because you've had... Oh,
Uh-oh.
there it is.
Kingslayer.
Covered. 1,
2,
3.
Your winner, ladies and gentlemen. You know, as I'm sitting here thinking about all this stuff, I think I'm gonna... Why wait to make my decision? I think here in a moment I'm gonna head down the ring and you're gonna hear what I think about all this stuff going on. But a great match with Seth Rollins, another great title defense. Keep up the good work, Seth.
Interested to see what you have to say, sir. Ooh.
Well, yes, as Mr. Rollins clears out, I think I'm gonna head down to the ring here.
Okay.
You'd like to hold the fort?
I can certainly do that. I know something he don't know. He's in for quite the surprise.
As you know, earlier tonight, The Rock issued a challenge to Bret Hart for next week's episode of SmackDown. As long as Bret and Rock are in agreement, then I am more than willing to sit back and see how this unfolds.
Oh, so he didn't want to just answer me. He wanted... Okay.
So next week, Bret Hart will have 3 matches. If he wins all 3, he will officially face The Rock at SummerSlam for the WWE Championship / TGW Championship.
/ he needs to fire his graphic guys.
Now that we have all of that settled, it's time for your...
Oh, whose music is that? Oh, look at what we have here. That looks like a house show. I wonder what could be on this man's mind. I did ask him to deliver a message. Yes, we most certainly have been told that we have to select a superstar. One simple question from Goldberg. I wonder what that question could possibly be.
Also, now we're interrupting shows, huh? Well, I make a decision and announce who the opponent is on my time.
Like to know who cut my superstar's feed. I don't think he was done.
And I think I know just the guy. In the land of the giants, this man reigns supreme.
Land of the Giants. Huh. Land of the Giants. I mean, how is that not the Big Show? I won't let on that.
It's bad enough now that
Hey, you let JoJo do her thing.
hey, I am the one that's in charge of what JoJo doesn't do. It's bad enough that they're giving you announcements. Now they're gonna let you cut into my show? Oh no.
What can I say?
Goldberg wants to know who's next. He's gonna find out the hard way who's next.
Might just be the night the title changes hands. A big opportunity for her here, Corey, as the gold could be going home with her tonight. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that tonight is the night we crown a new champion. That's how impressed I've been by her of late.
Tonight's the night they crown a new champion, according to Corey Graves.
Well, I don't know about all that.
So why the random title match for Jacqueline?
Well, I don't know. Why don't you go ask the bosses about that? Apparently, they have more information about all this shit than stuff going on than I do.
You sound a little bitter.
Well, I don't mind a little good-natured challenge, but there's a time and a place.
Yeah, what better place to challenge you than on your own show?
I don't know. Maybe on your show? Or maybe not interrupting my show?
I like it this way.
Yeah. We'll see how much you like it.
I'm sure we will.
Oh, yeah.
As your Chinese Lita makes her way to the ring.
My Chinese Lois. Lita, whatever. Lovely as always. Deadly as a dagger. It's Asuka.
Deadly as a dagger. I like that. That reminds me, I need to level up my turtles on Injustice. I know, random, sorry.
That's just a bizarre sentence in and of it. Even when I even know what you're talking about, and it's still a bizarre sentence. I need to level up my turtles on Injustice. That
Introducing the champion from Osaka, Japan, the SmackDown Women's Champion, Asuka.
I gotta tell you, if you didn't make this match, I am questioning the authority. Because if memory serves, Jacqueline was just beat not that long ago by Amber Moon.
Well, gotta feed someone to Asuka.
Well, let that bell ring, and now it's time for her to eat, I guess. Come on, clean break. I'm pretty sure the ref just grabbed Jacqueline's boobs.
More likely. No, I know, I doubt it, because I think he'd be in traction right now if he did.
Yeah, you're right. I don't think we as fans will ever forget the night on Raw where Jacqueline had her shirt ripped off.
No. Chocolate titties!
Well, BananaRoMa TV, ladies and gentlemen.
I like chocolate, and I like titties. Oh, snap suplex.
Suplex. I got to call one again, finally.
That's got the... Ooh, caught a power slam.
Nice power slam. That's one of my moves. I love it. I'm gotta tell you, I'm rather surprised that Jacqueline's actually taking it to her. Until maybe this.
Ooh, beautiful German suplex. Suplex duplex, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the duplex.
No. As a German suplex, that would be suplex sausage.
Suplex sausage.
Suplex bratwurst.
That doesn't roll off the tongue quite as hilariously.
No, it does not. Beautiful elbow drop.
There's nothing graceful about the word bratwurst.
That is the truth.
And you can quote me on that.
I'm gonna tweet that. And I'm gonna put the little dash, then I'm gonna tag you in it.
Yes.
As a quote.
Immortalized for all time. On the interwebs. Asuka kick to the gut. Follows up with a back suplex. Oh. Side suplex, rather. It's just, oh.
Oh, I thought it was the Asuka lock.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to concentrate on this match, but I'm still... I'm a little perturbed.
3.
The air kicks! The air kicks!
At least she didn't keep them up as long as some other guys, or some other people did.
8, 9, 10 in a row.
Right.
Their strange way of trying to get the audience going. Kick the air. Well, at least it's not a chin lock. Really wrenching on that arm.
Yeah, she is.
Oh, man. Smart move here on Jacqueline, considering, you know, such as the submissive repertoire of Asuka. Can't use her arm, can't apply any pressure, though. Some of those holds don't have as much danger. Or you can just suplex him off the top rope.
Ooh.
Avalanche back suplex. Asuka looking dazed here. Oh.
I may have just sent that tweet. I'm just saying.
Maybe. Maybe.
It was kind of an electric chair drop, only reversed.
Let's see here.
What do we got? Oh, into the post, into the post, into the post. Jacqueline has actually been quite impressive.
And that is why she has a chance at the belt. I wanted to see someone Asuka hasn't had a chance to really face yet. And we haven't seen too much of Jacqueline. And what we have seen of her has been pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm.
And Ember Moon has her chance. I mean,
Well,
she has to go
next
through.
week against Stephanie, so.
Yeah, well.
Oh, there's the armbar.
Maybe I'm underestimating Stephanie.
Well, you said that before, and of course, as we say that, Asuka gets the tap out victory.
Mm-hmm.
You said that before the end of the show, you would determine what type of match Stephanie and Ember Moon will have next week.
I guess I did. I got a little sidetracked there. Well, as I think about it, if we're going to get a true contender, I want to make sure that Stephanie can't get counted out or can't run away if things start getting a little too rough for her.
Wait a minute. Are you thinking lettuce?
So much lettuce.
So much lettuce.
I declare
Why?
a solid steel cage match featuring Ember Moon and Stephanie for next week's episode of SmackDown
Salad steel cage.
to determine the number one contender to face this woman, the enchanting, the alluring, the dangerous Asuka.
Well, quite the show you had there, Chief.
Yeah, it was pretty eventful. I would say so.
Still
SummerSlam.
kind of curious to see what's going to happen with both of our tag team divisions, because neither one of them really have direction. Even though, your guys, your champions did, I still don't understand why they challenged Harper and Rowan, but, whatever.
Yeah, if I were them, I would have put that one off as long as I could have.
Yeah, me too.
But they have pride, and they want to come out there and they want to, what's the word? Strut their stuff. So, who am I to argue with someone who wants to face someone like Rowan and Harper?
Be interesting to see Rowan and Harper's reaction to that.
The reaction will probably be just to kill him. That's what I think.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, week 3 of August for TGW Smackdown has concluded. Please remember to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/TGWrestling. You can follow us on Twitter at ThoseGuys734. You can follow me on Twitter at EvilPenguin1981. You can follow this other guy who thinks he's going to beat me at SummerSlam on Twitter at...
The Champion's Twitter, OddSmith311.
Champion's Twitter, okay. You can search for our videos on YouTube by searching Those Guys Wrestling. Or you can search for BananaRoMa TV on YouTube by searching #ControlFreaks.
We're usually the first entry at the top. Go to the BananaRoMa YouTube page, subscribe there, and then head over to the right-hand side to featured channels. You'll see Those Guys Wrestling. Subscribe there, and you can catch past episodes of TGW Raw and SmackDown, as well as pay-per-view events and other programming. And you can also catch those on our Facebook page under the video section. So no excuse not to watch.
That's right. So, for OddSmith311, I am Evil Penguin Gaming signing off, and as always, we have been Comic Down 1, 2, 3.
Those guys. I'm gonna beat you at SummerSlam.